Hey there, YouTubes. It's been a while, hasn't it? Check out my hair. The last time you guys saw me, I was nearly bald. But now I'm 6 months into remission, complete remission from breast cancer. And one comment I've gotten from a lot of the friends I've made in the last 5 years is, "Wow, Jen, you're so strong. You got through this with a smile on your face and your head held high, even as your head was going bald and you couldn't eat much." And, well, I've been through worse. Every down day I had with my cancer treatment when I couldn't taste anything and I barely had any energy and I was bald and I was achy and I was having a needle shoved in my chest because I had a chest port. That was nothing compared to what I went through as far as my clinical depression goes from the time I was in my late teens through my 20s. I've kind of always had clinical depression ever since I was a kid. It's just part of my genetics. But especially in my late teens, coming out in the cornfields of Ohio in the early 2000s. In a religious family where one of my family members shoved his religion on my face continuously. I sliced up my skin. I sliced up my own skin from the time I was in my late teens through my mid-20s. And that happened because of my depression, because of homophobia, because of having religion shoved on me and even used to blackmail me when it came to a car at one point. Sorry, you can probably hear my neighbor's Halloween decorations in the background. Now, yeah, I got through it, and eventually I stopped cutting. But I went through that. And then I was in an emotionally and sexually abusive relationship with a women's studies major in college. And from that bad relationship, I bounced to another bad relationship that was emotionally abusive just after college. And I got out of that. And from there, I went into a quarter-life crisis. Like a lot of millennials, I got out of college, I had this bright, shiny new degree right into an economic crisis. 2008, 2009. And the job I moved from Toledo, Ohio to Columbus for fell through for a number of different reasons. And I was one of those millennials where looking around, what the hell am I supposed to do with life? So this is life? Struggling to pay bills? But eventually I got my feet under me. And I sat down one day and I figured out I love people and I love coffee. And I became a barista for a number of years. And I bartended and I cooked and I worked way too many hours. But I kept my head above water. And, I mean, eventually I met my wife, and we've been married for 6 years now. And eventually, being a barista led me to my current job, where I'm working in coffee, just in a different way. I love it. Even my down days are still better than my life before that. When it comes to my cancer experience, I never doubted that I was going to get to the other side and get into remission. The statistics were in my favor. They are in my favor. And my cancer process was like a through hike. Like hiking the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail. A long distance hike. It was 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. Or up and down hills. Yeah, the food was bad sometimes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at times. Yeah, it hurt a lot, and I had a lot of rough terrain to cover. But I had so many trail angels the doctors, the technicians, the office staff, and especially the nurses cheering me on. Going to my cancer center, or everybody's like, yeah, Jen, how you doing today? Oh, your hair's gone and you're eating yogurt and drinking protein shakes. Well, keep on drinking your water. You'll get through this. Everybody was there to cheer me on, and it was simply a really rough road I had to hike, but there was an end to it. Like I said, I'm 6 months in remission now. This time last year, I was on chemotherapy, bald, and trying not to throw up through most of the week. But on the weekends, I was drinking beer and partying with my Renaissance Fair friends. And I'd say that that's a big part of the reason why this is quite a gentle trail compared to what I'd already been through. People were there to cheer me on all the way and help me out as much as possible. It wasn't a matter of harassment and insults and people trying to actively hurt me like it was through my coming out in my teenage years and through college and the abuse that I've already faced. Cancer's not an easy process. It's not. It sucks royally. But treatment's gotten better and better, and there is no miracle cure. Don't tell me, oh, penicillin. That's the most recent one I've seen. Oh, penicillin. Or you eat this herb and you'll never have cancer. Cancer is your own DNA mistakenly copying itself. It makes a bad copy, and then your immune system doesn't recognize that it's a bad copy, so it doesn't take it out. And then that bad copy DNA proliferates and starts to take over. But in my case, 2 rounds in, my tumor had shrunk by half, and by 4 rounds, I couldn't feel it. And then I had another type of chemo to help, like any remaining, and just in case the cell got away, to get taken care of and taken out. And then I had my double mastectomy. I am flat as a board. And, I mean, my surgeon, sweet as the dickens, and her team was so kind. And like I said, my cancer center, everybody there cheered me on. Come on, Jen, you've got this. And my Renaissance Fair buddies, because here in Ohio, the fall is Renaissance Fair time, and I spent literally every weekend at the Renaissance Fair. In my mask, in my makeup, dressed as a coffee fairy, as a barista with wings. And I knew that if I did a faceplant into the mud because I got too weak, I knew that I was going to be one of my Renaissance Fair buddies who said, come on, coffee fairy, let's get you on your feet. Like I said, the reason why this cancer process has appeared to be a lot easier for me is because emotionally I've already been through worse. So, I just really needed to talk about that. Peace out.